Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan here with your numerology forecast for June 2025. Let's begin by calculating your personal year number for the year. We do this by adding the day and month of your birth date to number 9. Why number 9? Because 2025 adds up to 9 and we're going to add the day and month of your birth date to 2025. So just to keep it simple, just add the day and month of your birth date to number 9. Now, if you end up with a double-digit number, add those two numbers together until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9, and that's your personal year number for the whole year. So let's use an example. Let's use the 28th of March. We're going to add the 28th of March to number 9. So we would go 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13, 13 plus 9 is 22, and that's a double-digit number. Now we've got to break that double-digit number down to a single number. So we're going to add those two numbers together. For 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So that's a 4 personal year number. All right, one more time, add the day and month of your birth date to number 9. If you end up with a double-digit number, add those numbers together until you eventually get a number between 1 and 9. That's your personal year number for the whole year. So let's start off with personal year number 1. You guys are in a whole new beginning this year. It's a whole fresh start. Now that may not become too apparent until we're closer to your birthday, but you're still in a 1 year regardless. New beginnings, new opportunities, new mindset, new way of looking at life, and there can be plenty of opportunities to start afresh and to make changes. Now, for the month of June, you're actually in a 7 month, and that means there is a strong need for you to be looking within. A lot of opportunity for personal development, self-awareness. Where you go within, you ask the big questions. Where is my life going? What do I want? What do I need to be happy? What changes need to be made? What's my plan moving forward? And how do I get there? So it is a time of evaluation. It is a time of self-reflection. It is a time to be going within and doing some examination to find out if you and your life are exactly how and where and when you want it to be. Okay? Now, another thing about the 7 is it is a time to strengthen and amplify and develop any spiritual relationship you may or may not have. If you don't have a relationship with source energy or whatever it is you believe in, it is a great time to start looking into setting one up. If you already do, start giving it a bit of a boost, doing a bit more meditation, maybe a bit more breath work. Some people are into Qigong and body movement. Some people are into, self-reflection, time alone, time in nature. Anything is something, and it is a great month to be going within. You might need to spend a bit more time alone, get away from distractions, away from, devices and people and drama. Make life simple, make it peaceful, make time for rest and relaxation and disconnection. All right, quiet time alone. Hide yourself in your cupboard in the bathroom and lock the door if you have to get away from your kids. That's what I used to do. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 2. You guys are in a year where, it's sort of changes have been made, but this is a time where you're putting all those changes into place, like you are doing the work to implement those changes. The seed has been planted, but now we've got to water that seed and grow so that it forms into something beautiful. So it's doing the groundwork. It's slow and steady wins the race. This is a year of slow movement and progress behind the scenes. But for the month of June, you are in an 8 month, so there is a focus on career. There can be things happening at work. There can be changes. There can be opportunities. There can also be financial things going on. So that means you might end up spending more money this month or making more money. You can have more money coming in, more money going out. Everyone's circumstances are different. Depends on your whole complete chart. but there can be things to do with money, business, and career. There can be legal matters for some. There can be opportunities at work to expand. Some people, there may be shifts and changes at work, things beyond your control. One thing for certain is to budget your finances. Don't overspend. Look at how you can improve your career. Look at how you can save money, make money, as well as take care of any legal matters. Also, great time to be looking at how you manifest things in your life based on what you think and believe, because it is the number of manifestation, strongly governed by the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect. So be very mindful of your attitude. Be very mindful of the thoughts you're sending out. Be very mindful of how you perceive yourself and your life, and be positive and optimistic. See the glass half full. Be honest. Have strong integrity. Be humble. And head down, bum up for you that month, for the month of June. So let's move on now to personal year number 3. You guys are in a year where, it is a great time to have a bit more fun in your life. The theme of fun is very important. Obviously, there's a lot of stress going on in a lot of people's lives, so it's not that easy to have fun sometimes, but it is about having a more optimistic mindset. So even in challenging times, you can be in the same exact situation, but you can either perceive it from the mindset of glass half full, this too shall pass, it won't stay this bad, I can get through, or you can perceive it by the pessimistic glass half empty, this is a nightmare, things are really messed up, I'm never going to get through this. It's up to your attitude, and this year is all about your attitude. So be more positive, be more optimistic, and get out and about, have some fun, connect with people, express yourself, and sort of be a bit more carefree. For the month of June, though, it is a time of endings, completion, and transformation, where you transform from one state of being to another. So what this means is some people can have endings, changes, completion forced upon them. And other people can be in charge of that process, where you are being proactive and saying, look, this isn't working for me anymore. I'm not happy in this situation. I'm going to make some moves. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to finish up, tie up some loose ends here. And it is also a time where you can sort of move through one state of being or behaving into a completely other transformation. So it is a really good time where you can maybe, an example of that could be, you've always seen a negative situation as a certain way and haven't been able to accept it and move through it or move past it. But in this month, you can actually put your big girl pants on or your big boy pants on and suck it up and just forgive, accept, let go, move on, and rise above into a higher frequency where better shit can happen for you. So you can move through, let stuff go, surrender, forgive, progress, move forward. Don't be stuck in the past. So that's a great time for that. So I'll leave that with you, and I wish you a great month. Now we're going to move on to personal year number 4. You guys are in a year where it's slow and steady wins the race. It is step-by-step process of achieving goals. It's about doing whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life circumstances where you want them to be. But you've got to put in the work. You've got to have a plan. You've got to do the action that's required to get to that space. Now, for the month of June, you are in a 1 month. So this is a great energy. It means things can move forward a bit quicker for this month. Green light means go forward. Green light means go. Take action. Be proactive. The green light has been given. Let's move full steam ahead. There can be new opportunities, new ideas, new beginnings, new friendships, new connections, new projects, anything new, right? And so you want to take that energy, take advantage of that and make moves, and don't stay stuck out of fear of the unknown. Don't seize up and procrastinate. Move forward, take action. Be positive, okay? It is a beautiful energy. You want to take advantage of it. Now, the full year can sometimes mean delays and sort of challenges and obstacles to be overcome. But this one gives you a positive mindset. So have a plan. use a step-by-step process to achieve those goals and get your head down, your bum up, and do the work. I'll leave that with you and move on now to personal year number 5. You guys are in a year of change, a year where things can be quite fast-paced. It might not be so obvious yet, but as we move through the year, it will start to become more obvious. It is a year that you want to be flexible and adaptable and go with the flow. You want to be prepared for any unexpected changes. You want to be open to unexpected surprises and exciting opportunities, adventures, have that sort of carefree, adventurous, fun-loving spirit. And, be prepared to make changes at the last minute. Be prepared to pivot. So for the month of June, though, you are in a 2-month, and that is all about sort of having a look and working on, addressing any emotional needs that you might have. You might feel triggered. You might feel overly sensitive. You might have an event or something happen that causes you to feel emotional, and process those emotions in a healthy way. Those emotions can be really good emotions. It can be great news. It can be a great event. It can be getting closer and bonding and connecting, having meaningful connections, having breakthroughs, getting closer and more on the same page and being part of a team or part of a group. That sort of bonding energy can also make you more intuitive. A great time to sort of expand any sort of intuitive development courses or psychic abilities. Also a good time to strengthen your connection to source energy through meditation, prayer, studying, anything mind, body, spirit, holistic, personal growth, anything like that. Emotional issues or relationship issues with other people, not necessarily just a loved one partner, but friendships, neighbors, colleagues at work, whatever, clients. Issues that have been brewing beneath the surface can sometimes rise to the surface to be resolved, okay? So take a look at that and try not to overreact and heal where you can. I'll leave that with you and I'll move on now to personal year number 6. You're in a 6 year this year, and it is a 6 universal month this month. So there is a double dose of 6 energy. What does that mean for you? Well, there's a strong focus on the home, domestic issues, things to do with the home, where you reside, where you're living, with the people that you live with family members, friends, everybody in your life, neighbors, work colleagues, clients, people in the community, very strong associated with the 6 year. And it's about, creating and trying to create harmonious relationships. Also creating a harmonious environment in the home or where you live or your workplace. Doing what needs to be done to be more harmonious and peaceful within your own self. Being there for those that need you. Now, for the month of June, you are in a 3-month, and that is a time for communication. All right, conversations need to be had. Speak your truth. Get things off your chest. Get counseling if you need it. Get therapy if you need it. Have those heart-to-heart conversations to clear the air, to come up with mutual solutions, to say how you feel and to hear other people's points of view. Communication for clarity, communication for better connection. Also a time to express yourself. If you've got anything artistic or creative, release that creative energy by doing creative projects. Get out and about, have more fun. It is a social energy. It is an energy of laughter. You might want to watch some reruns of Friends on YouTube, or, get on Netflix and watch some comedy movies, or just have some conversations with people with a great sense of humor. A bit more fun, have a bit more activity, get off the couch and get out and about, get more involved in life. I wish you a fantastic month for June, and just remember, see the world through the eyes of a child. Be optimistic, see the glass half full, because you're manifesting and attracting what you're putting out. So make sure you're putting out good juju, good vibes, good optimistic energy. I'll leave that with you, and I wish you a wonderful month. I'm moving on now to personal year number 7. This is a year where there is a lot of, need for self-reflection, self-awareness, where you are going within and looking at yourself, What needs to be improved within yourself? Some people, there are health issues. Some people need to look at adjustments and improvements that can be made with their health and well-being. Others, it's mental health. What thoughts do I need to adopt? What mindset do I need to adopt to be more positive and to feel better about myself and life? To not feel so negative or helpless. What mindset do I need to adopt, and how do I find that mindset? You might go onto YouTube and watch some law of attraction videos from Abraham Hicks, where you are learning how to focus on what you want and how to fake it till you make it, how to be happy before you actually are happy to attract happiness. Some people, it's just solidifying, amplifying, developing and growing your relationship with source energy. You're expanding and developing your relationship with your own higher self, going within, becoming more intuitive, becoming more self-aware, learning your triggers, your patterns of behavior, your shadows, learning about your personality type and how that presents itself and how it works for you and how it lets you down. Personal growth and spiritual development are both important this year. Now, for the month of June, you are in a 4-month, and that is about getting down to business, doing whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want it to be, where you need it to be, getting things in order. Taking action, taking whatever action is required to get yourself and your life where you want it and need it to be. So if it's getting yourself financially secure or improving your finances, budgeting, cutting down on your spending, finding ways to generate more income. If it's your health, cutting out sugar, getting some exercise, maybe cutting out drinking. If it's your psychological health, what is holding me back? What's causing me anger? What's causing me depression? What's causing me a lack of self-confidence? And looking at how you can improve those situations. So do whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want it and need it to be. Okay, do the work. There may be delays and obstacles, but push through them. This is a number of perseverance, so you can get through and have a breakthrough through to the other side. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 8. This is a year where there is a strong focus on money, business, and career. So look at ways that you can expand or develop your career. If you're unemployed, it's a favorable year to find work. It's a favorable year to attract more work. It depends on your mindset. And this is why understanding the law of attraction is so important this year. It's important every day, minute, second, month, and year for all of our lives, because we are creative beings that are manifesting by default anyway. So you might as well be in charge of the process and manifest deliberately the things that you want to deliberately attract in your life by being aware of your thoughts and your perceptions, and putting in the energy and the effort to attract deliberately what you want. But there is a strong focus. And that's what's important, is understand the law of attraction. If you do want to attract more money, if you do want to improve your job and career, if you have goals that you want to achieve, your mindset is the key. And so, the 8 year is also about financial issues as well as career, but also legal matters, taking care of legal matters, and becoming self-empowered, not allowing yourself to be disempowered by worries and fears, by addictions and habits and programs, limiting beliefs, as well as other overpowering people or situations that cause you to feel hopeless and helpless and disempowered. You want to rise above that in the 8. Now, for the month of June, you are in a 5-month. This is a month of change, and it is a month of unexpected events. So anything can happen, and it usually does in the 5 energy. So if there are changes that need to be made, be proactive and make them. If there are changes that need to be made, but you're not being proactive in making them, they may be forced upon you. And that can be inconvenient sometimes. And we want to try and avoid inconvenient, annoying, out of the blue situations that are not pleasant. So be proactive. Should unexpected events happen, sometimes they can be great. They can be exciting, dynamic, adventurous, and fun and positive, happy, exciting changes and unexpected events. Other times they can be unpleasant and inconvenient. Either way, you need to pivot. The key here is to be adaptable and flexible and go with the flow. No matter what comes, you adapt. Don't hold on to what was. Accept, let go, move on, adapt. That's your best advice. It's also a great month to have fun, to be adventurous, to go and do things you haven't done before, to be a bit more outside the box, if you like. Try things you haven't tried before. Have a different mindset. Just shake things up. Shake up your energy field. Get out and sort of just bring yourself back to life. Have some adventure and excitement. Also, it is a time to not overindulge in things that pleasure the physical senses. So try not to be unhealthy or make reckless decisions. Be responsible in your adventurous behavior. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 9. You guys are in a year of endings. It's out with the old to make way for the new. It is a time of one door closes, another door opens. It's a time to transform circumstances and your overall attitude and yourself from one state into another, better, higher state. So it's about improving things. It's about recognizing what's outworn, what's not working, and come up with new solutions and new ideas, because the doors will open with the right attitude and the right mindset, and if you're taking action. So out with the old to make way for the new. Now for the month of June, you are in a 6 personal month, and that is saying it is a highlight and a focus on the relationships in your life. Relationships with everybody in your life. Partners, family members, children, friends, work colleagues, neighbors, people in the community, clients, all sorts of relationships and connections. There is a focus on that this month. You want to, whatever's been brewing beneath the surface will rise to be addressed. So be aware of that and do whatever you can to make things better. Remember, the key here is to create a positive, harmonious environment or a positive, harmonious connection. So you need to be understanding. You need to be open-minded. You need to be forgiving. You need to be able to accept they are who they are. It is what it is. Accept, let go, move on. Also a time of domestic responsibilities, things to do with the home, the property, the garden, the animals. Everything to do with home and responsibilities, maybe looking after those that need help, being a shoulder to cry on, work that needs doing around the house, people that need your time, your attention. And think of yourself as a selfless servant. I'm here to be of service. How can I help you? What can I do for you? Without expecting anything in return, and accepting that you just need to do the right thing, even if it's highly inconvenient. That's just the way it is. Be a good person, do the right thing. Right, I wish you a fantastic month, and I'll be back again for your forecast in July. Take care, everybody. Bye.